Good morning, Math 6 students. This is Mrs. Morreim reporting to you for today. Yesterday we worked on converting between fractions, decimals, and percentages. And today our learning target is that we are going to be estimating with percentages. So making the problem easier for us to do. For our assignment today, it's not going to be a turn-in assignment, but we're going to be doing some IXL lessons out of the 7th grade for that. I'm going to assign 3 different lessons. I would like you to do at least the first 2 10 minutes each. Okay, so working with estimations and then comparing percentages and decimals, percentages and fractions, and so forth. So a little bit of review of what we've been talking about those last few days. It would be helpful today to have a calculator with you today. So if you do not have one, please pause the video and go get one for today. I got most of your assignments from yesterday. If you still have to turn that in, please do that as soon as possible. I'm trying to get my assignments updated tonight and then letting you know if I'm missing anything. Okay, so for a warm-up here today, I'd like you to write each percent as a fraction and as a decimal. Please pause the video and do this. Okay, and we are back. 75% once again as a fraction. Percent means out of 100. So that is 75 100ths, or in lowest terms is 3/4. If we were to divide 3 by 4 or think of money as a decimal, would be this right here. 10%, we would start with 10 over 100, which reduces down to 1/10. Writing it as a decimal, write it just as it sounds. 32%, we would start with 32 over 100, and looking to reduce that down, I can see that I can divide both of those by 4, and I would get 8/25. And then dividing 8 by 25, we would get 32/100ths as our answer. The last one, 17%. The nice thing about this one is 17 is prime, so as a fraction, it would just be 17 100ths. As a decimal, would be 17 100ths like this right here. All right, starting with the problem of the day for today. It says you were biking to the library. When you are 75% of the way there, you realize that you forgot a book. So you turn around and head back. When you are 1/3 of the way back, you realize you don't need the book. So you turn around again and bike 3.2 miles back to the library. How far do you live from the library? So you might want to draw a picture for this one to decide how far you live from the library. Please pause once again. We'll go through the answer in just a second. All right, our answer for this one, hopefully you got 6.4 miles, 6 4/10 miles for your answer. All right, on with our lesson for today. So talking about estimating with percentages, it says the table below shows percentages and their fraction equivalents, which we have talked about lately. You can use fractions to estimate the percent of a number by choosing a fraction that is close to that number, that is close to it. So we're going to use compatible or friendly numbers. So if we think of 10%, 10% is the same as 1/10, and we can figure that out by dividing by 10. 20% is the same as 1/5. To figure out that value, we divide by 5. 25% we said is the 1/4, so we could divide them out by 4 to figure out 25% of it. 33 1/3%, that is that 1/3, which means we're going to divide by 3. To find half of a number, we're going to divide it by 2. And then to find 66 2/3%, we can find 1/3 of the amount, or divide by 3, and then double that amount afterwards. Okay, so if we're going to estimate what 27% of 63 is going to be, I'm going to first look at 27%, kind of an ugly amount. I know in my mind that that is really close to 25%, and I also know that 25% is the same as 1/4. Now, I'm estimating here, so I'm not going to find the actual answer. I'm going to change this number now to a number that can be evenly divided by 4, that is close to 63. So what I might do in this case, I might think of it as 64. And I'm going to think, what is 1/4 of 64? Or if I divide 64 by 4, 1/4 of it is going to be, my estimated value would be about 16%. not the actual amount, but the estimated amount. With our second one, 48%, I'm going to think, oh, that is super close to 50%, or finding 1/2 of the amount. I'm going to change 91% to 90, and half of 90, I would think in my head, 90 divided by 2, and a good estimated amount for that one would be 45%. So we're going to be using compatible numbers. When you were in younger grades, you might have thought of them as being friendly numbers that fit into each other to make our problems much easier to do. So it says Tara's Tees is offering 2 t-shirts for $16, while Good Tees is running their buy one for $9.99, get one for half price sale. Which store offers a better deal? So we know for Tara to buy 2 t-shirts, it costs $16. For Good Tees, we know we buy one. For Good Tees, we're going to buy one for $9.99, so I'm going to round that and make it friendly, make it $10. Get the other one for half off, so my second shirt would be $5. So in this case, Good Tees would be the better deal for that one. The second one, Billy's Office Supply Store is offering 25% off a leather notebook, originally priced at $9.75. So in my head, if I was going to think of that, I'm going to think 25% or 1/4. I'm going to maybe think of that $9.75 as being $10. And if I divide $10 into 4 equal groups, it's going to be about $4.50 a notebook. The other store, Kay's Office Supply Store, offers the same notebook, not on sale, at $10. Which store offers the better deal? Obviously, it's going to be Billy's as the better deal. Now, those are both pretty basic problems. Let's go ahead a little bit more. If we're going to be a little more precise, it says another way to estimate percents is to find 1% or 10% of a number. You can do this by moving the decimal point to the left. So if we're going to find 1% of a number, you might want to write this down in your notebook. To find 1% of a number, you move the decimal point 2 places to the left. If we think about that, you're finding 1/100th of the amount. So to divide by 100, 1/100th is the same as dividing by 100, which means we move our decimal point 2 places to the left. To find 10%, you're going to move the decimal point 1 place to the left because you're dividing it by 10. Okay, so we're going to figure out, use 1% or 10% to estimate the percent of each number. So if I were to look at this first one here, 4% of 18, I might first of all think of that 18 as being really close to 20. Okay, to find 4%, I'm going to find 1%, and then I'm going to multiply it by 4 to give me 4%. So if I was going to look at this, if I first of all did 1% of 20, we said to find 1% of 20, we're going to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So 1% of 20 is going to be 2/10. So if 2/10 is 1%, to find 4%, I'm going to multiply 2/10 by 4 and get 8/10. So 8/10 would be a good option for figuring out what 4% of 18 is going to be. Okay, the next one, 5% of 14. Once again, I could think to find 5%, that's the same as finding 10%, and then dividing it by 2 is going to give us 5%. So if I wanted to first of all figure out what 10% of 14 is, the trick to find 10% of something is you move the decimal point 1 place to the left. So 10% of 14 would be 1.4 is going to be 10%. To make it 5%, I'm going to divide both of these by 2, kind of like the property of equality. So if I think of it as $1.40, half of $1.40 is 70 cents or 7/10. 7/10 would be 5% of that amount. Okay, to find 29% of 80, once again, I'm going to think 29% is really close to 30%. So to find 30%, I'm going to find, first of all, 10%, and then I'm going to multiply that by 3 to give me 30%. Okay, 30% is the same as 10% times 3. So if I'm going to first of all figure out what 10% of 80 is. 10% of 80, we said all I'm going to do is move my decimal point one place to the left in 80, or divide it by 10. So if 10% is 8, to find 30%, I'm going to multiply it by 3. So if I multiply 10% by 3, I need to multiply 8 by 3, and 30% would be about 24. All right, to find 21% of 60, once again, I'm going to change that 21% to 20%. 20% of 60. 20%, I can think of that as 10% and times it by 2. So if I think of 60, 10% is 60. If I divide it by 10, I get 6. And then 6 times 2 to make it 20% is going to give me 12. So 12 is about 21% of 60. Now, a lot of times if you go out to a restaurant and you're tipping, you're going to use percentages a lot. Tim spent $58 on a family dinner for his family. About how much money should he leave for a 15% tip? So for 15%, I'm going to think of that as 10% plus 5%. I'm going to think of $60 as being about $60. So I'm going to figure out what's 10% of 60. And then I'm going to cut that in half to give me 5% of 60. And then I'm going to add those two amounts together. So 10% of 60 is about $6. 5% of 60 then would be half of 10%. So half of $6, it would be $3. So in this case, a $9 tip would be appropriate for this family. Now keep in mind, many times people tip more than 15%, but that's just a starting point. The next one says Amanda spent $12 on her haircut. About how much money should she leave for a 15% tip? So we want to figure out what is 15% of $12. So once again, I'm going to think of 15% as being 10% plus 5%. Okay, 10% of 12, if I'm going to move my decimal point one place to the left, 10% is going to be $1.20. If 10% is $1.20, half of that would be 5%, so half of $1.20 would be 60 cents. So in this case, this is kind of an old slide, the tip would only be about $1.80. Okay, so today we're going to be doing is estimating our values. Once again, if we're thinking 48%, think of that as about half, or 50%. We could leave the 72 if we wanted to, and we could say it's going to be about 36. All right, number 2, a cafe is offering 10% off the $4.99 lunch. If a diner is offering the same lunch for $4.59, which is going to be the better deal? If I looked at this right here, and I'm going to, in my head, think of it as 10% off of $5. So 10% off would be, if I move my decimal point one place to the left, would be 50 cents. So 10% off, if I took $5 minus 50 cents, it would be about $4.50. The second restaurant, the price is $4.59, so the first one would be the better deal. So once again, we are doing a lot of estimating. 19%, we would probably change to being about 20%. 4%, you could make it, think of it as being 5%. Whoops, I wrote that with my left hand. That didn't work very well. It's about 5%, so I could find 10% and cut it in half. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be going on to IXL. So I would like you, first of all, after watching this video, you're going to do your Google form, please. I'll have the video in your Google form also. After that, then we're going to go on to IXL. I will have the IXL links on the the Google Classroom. If you have any further questions, you can meet with me at 2 o'clock for a Google Meet, and or just private message me through Google Classroom. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, guys.